Take it away, Ken.
Brother Whiskey and Sister Nicotine.
Woo! My friends.
Brother Whiskey, Sister Nicotine. Well, I must confess, you got your chains on me. In the morning, a little turkey starts my day. That a little kick is what I crave. Then at noontime, I throw a couple more back. Then it's off to the grocery store to get another pack. Brother Whiskey, Sister Nicotine. Brother Whiskey, Sister Nicotine. Well, I must confess, you got your claws in me. Then night time, when I get real tired, a little bit of crow makes me feel alright. There's some humbacks, baby, they make me feel real loose. Sometimes I think my neck's stuck in the noose. Brother Whiskey, Sister Nicotine. Brother Whiskey, Sister Nicotine. Well, I must confess, you got your claws in me. Ooh. You got your claws in me. You got your hooks in me. A couple of times I try to put it all behind. A few days go by, start playing on my mind. Well, the harder I try, you know, the harder they pull. Yeah, the brother and sister, they always play me for the fool. Brother Whiskey, Sister Nicotine. Brother Whiskey, Sister Nicotine. Well, I must confess, you got your claws in me. Yes, I must confess, you got your claws in me.
Hey, welcome Ken Tucker. You're a guy who works for blues fans around the world. You're the guitar slinger, the gravelly singer. Your music, as you say, is not pretty. Your music is better than pretty. It's relevant. Human nature is your subject of choice. Happiness, sorrow, health, pain, body, soul, and spirit. If it deals with that, then you'll hear it.
That's right.
Wonderful, man.
Yeah.
It's great to hear you. You're going to play at the Red Line Tap tonight.
Exactly.
You say hello to the doorman. That's my son Hal. He's going to I'm going to tell him he can look forward to tonight.
That's tonight's holiday bash and blues at the Red Line Tap on Glenwood Avenue.
You know, listening to you sing, I got to say I'm reminded of Lonnie Mack.
Yeah, I love Lonnie Mack.
Tell us a little bit about Lonnie Mack. Are you from Indiana?
Yeah, actually I'm from the other side of the state. He grew up around Cincinnati area, you know. I don't know exactly what town, but I grew up around Terre Haute, so that's all. I grew up on the west side of Indiana. He grew up
Eugene Debs, Terre Haute.
Eugene
Yeah,
Debs. Yeah, we already got the Debs.
Connect.
Yeah, and Scatman Crothers from Terre Haute.
There you go, Scatman Crothers.
Yeah.
Did you ever meet Lonnie Mack? Did you ever play with him?
No, one of my friends knew him, but I never met him.
Yeah.
He was. I remember playing his records though when I was in college, you know, one of my guitar mentor, Tracy Garcia, he introduced me to Lonnie Mack, and the first song I heard of Lonnie Mack was Oreo Cookie Blues. And that's still my favorite Lonnie Mack song.
Oh my God.
I have an album somewhere, The Hills of Indiana, where he actually talks in one song about having been a racist and coming through that as much as people can.
Yeah. Well,
who are your other influences? Who do you like?
Well, now on the rock and roll side, I'm a Beatles fanatic, and I like the Stones and Clapton, you know, and Hendrix and all that stuff, and Little Feat and Canned Heat and John Mayall. But I like John Mayall, the Blues Breakers, Freddie King.
Freddie King.
Howlin' Wolf, Willie Dixon, of course. Hound Dog Taylor was my first blues introduction. Hound Dog, and it was the House Rock and Blues. And I remember buying my first blues album. You know, my brother and I, we shared a bedroom. You know, my brother's older than me, and he was always he was an audiophile. He had all the record players and the speakers. He brought albums home, and he brought really cool records home. You know, and I thought, well, I wanted to do the same thing, so I wanted to impress him. You know, and so I brought home a Lightning Hopkins album, because he was into more that kind of music,
country blues,
and he was we grew up in the '80s and late '70s, early '80s when the advent of British synth pop was coming on, and we hated that crap, and so I was listening to we're listening to stuff like Dave Mason and that,
Love Dave Mason.
But I brought home that Lightning Hopkins album, and I said, listen to this, Steve. That's my brother's name, Steve. So, and put on, and it was just Lightning playing acoustic by himself. And my brother goes, man, that's terrible. That's some old dude playing acoustic guitar and it's singing. Man, where are the drums and bass? You got drums and bass. I said, dude, that's unpretentious. That's raw, pure music. That's what it is. That's pure emotion. Well, I like drums and bass too. I don't like that. And I talked to him about it like last month or so. We were talking about the same thing. As I was a real jerk like that. I know. But yeah, like Lightning Hopkins is one of my favorites, and Billy Gibbons and Joe Walsh and that.
How about Slim Harpo, like Raining in My Heart? Is he a guy that didn't? Because when you were singing, I just thought, Slim Harpo.
Yeah, I like Slim Harpo. Yeah, I like. Dude, I tell you what, there's not much blues I don't like.
Were you familiar with Pat Hall, our old friend?
He's out of Iowa.
The blues piano player, Pat Hall.
No.
Oh, Pat Hall from Chicago. He used to play at the Red Line Tap.
Yeah.
No, I don't think
he's passed. I just thought I'd throw that out there.
There was an old Cincinnati piano player I remember playing every record. And only people in Cincinnati ever heard of him was Pigmeat Jarrett.
I don't know that name.
But yeah, he was like.
I've heard of some other Pigmeats.
I'd actually like to forget that name.
Well, I like it. Pigmeat. I'm all for it.
He played a really cool.
Fatback.
He played that rolling piano style that whatever, kind of like what Ray Charles did. But anyway.
Ken Tucker, tell us some of your best experiences being a musician, whether traveling, being at home. Today, last week.
Well, this is a nice one. I mean, I'm enjoying myself today.
So far, so good.
Well, I got up at 3:30 this morning and left Terre Haute. We drove through the slush.
Oh yeah, they beat us here. We walk in and he's got his whole entourage here, sitting here. He's got his guitar out. It was a nice greeting.
Entourage,
Thank you.
also known as family.
Yeah, my son and my wife would. But no, I used to play for Larry Norman, who was a gospel rock. He was like the original gospel rock.
Right.
I played guitar with him for 3 years. And
really?
I toured with him. He was like a second dad to me. And I remember.
That's a disciplined builder.
Oh yeah, because I remember going. Larry wanted to hear one of my albums. He's going to give me some songwriting tips and stuff and recording tips, and so he puts on my CD and listens to the first 10 seconds and go, yep, next one, 10 seconds, nope, next one. Yeah, it just skips. And they're not listening to the whole song. So if you don't grab their attention in 10 seconds, no record label wants to touch you. So you got to get you got to get that hook right in there, and so he said and he listened to my songs and he really gave me a really quick lesson on songwriting. One of his suggestions, his thing was, especially lyrically, I asked him, what's the secret to writing great lyrics? So he said, well, say the most you can say in the least amount of words, and then write a song a third grader can understand but an adult can appreciate. And he said, that's not easy.
And that was from Larry Norman,
Yeah.
the Christian music legend.
Yeah.
You play with Josh Hammond, who's...
Josh Hammond is I did play.
You used to play.
Yeah, we're still friends. He was a harmonica player.
Right.
He is a harmonica player. He's a great harmonica player, a great singer-songwriter, and a great acoustic player. Josh is the kind of guy. He doesn't write a lot of songs, but when he writes a song, it's like you hear it and you go, "I wish I wrote that." I mean, his songs are just brilliant. They're genius.
How do people find your work, Ken?
They can just Google search Ken Tucker Blues. They can find it. I mean, it's all
Ken Tucker Blues.
Yeah, I'm on Blues Critic Records.
Blues Critic Records.
Yeah.
And is one of your songs called One Stop Man?
Yeah.
How about playing that?
Yeah, I'll give you a little background. I wrote this for my wife, and we were coming back. We went to I think it was Evansville, Indiana, for the day, and we were driving back home, and all of a sudden these lyrics came into my head. I had 3 lines to the song, and it was a love song for my wife. And I said, Marcia, I wrote a love song for you. I got 3 lines, but I need a 4th. And I said, well, what's it called? I said, it was called One Stop Man. She goes, well, write a line about a gas station since they're called one stops. So I said, well, okay, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to give you credit for the line. So I came up with a line, and I told it to her. She goes, God, don't give me credit for that. But I do anyway. So I'll play it for you.
Right.
One Stop Man.
Is she looking at me?
Ken Tucker.
Ken Tucker.
She might be in the other room. Huh?
Yeah.
She's in the green room.
If you want some love, well, baby, look at me. I got everything you need, 'cause I'm your one-stop man. I'm your one-stop man. Don't shop nowhere else, but baby, I'm your one-stop man. They want romance, baby, look my way. I got games we both can't play, 'cause I'm your one-stop man. Yes, I'm your one-stop man. Don't go shopping nowhere else, baby, I'm your one-stop man. Don't need no coffee, you don't need no tea. All you need is little old me, 'cause I'm your one-stop man. Baby, I'm your one-stop man. Don't go shopping nowhere else, good baby, I'm your one-stop man. Well, pull up to my pump, 'cause I can fill your tank. All you gotta do is give my hose a yank, 'cause I'm your one-stop man. I'm your one-stop man. Don't go shopping nowhere else, well, baby, I'm your one-stop man. I'm your one-stop man. I'm a one-stop man. I'm a one-stop man. Yes, I'm your one-stop man. Don't go shopping nowhere else, 'cause baby, I'm a one-stop man.
Woo! Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Ken Tucker. Thank you so much.
Next week we will be at the cafe. Next 2 weeks we'll be at the cafe.
We will, and we have a big lineup next week. We got Corky Siegel, Nicholas Barron, and Jan James. Jan was going to take us out with a Christmas tune. And I encourage you all to do good in the world. The world needs all the good that you do. All power to the people. Over and out. Live from the Heartland.